Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Darius. You know exactly who I am. Super excited to be here, especially in this capacity, because normally I'm in the kitchen cooking and doing whatever. But I felt like it was important to, since I have an audience, especially on Facebook, to come over here and we could talk about a wide range of topics, right? So that's sort of my new thing for 23 is that I want to utilize this space a little bit more just so that you can hear from me, we can chat, and, take it a little personal, right? So we have lots of things to discuss, and I think the first thing we should discuss is the interview from last night, right? All right, so if you've been hiding under a rock somewhere, there's this whole conversation happening with Chef Carmen. Now, Chef Carmen is a social media influencer in the food space, right? And you might be like, I don't know, I've never heard of her. Just Google her, she comes right up. So there is a long history here, and I don't even really have time to get into the long history. I just want to come give you a debriefing session after all of the things that we had to discuss last night, right? So if you need to watch the video, it's like 2 hours and some change long. So you can watch it over at, it's on my Facebook page. You can go to Darius Cook. No, wait, hold on. You go to facebook.com/Darius Cooks 2 TOO, and I'll make sure I put the link in the description so you can link right to the interview. Now, the interview is not with Chef Carmen, right? The interview is with Karina. So Karina is her business partner. She walks us through, I don't know. Okay, but Karina is integral part of the business, and I think it's super important to understand the history, where she came from, why she's involved, what has transpired, and all that stuff, right? So, been giving my feedback and sort of commentating on my live stream. So if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you probably should, because that's where it goes down. And in just sort of like trying to dissect the truth, right? And then pull out moments of the conversation that I feel like are super important. It's kind of hard to do that, especially when you just don't know a whole lot, right? And I'm going to tell you something, and this is no dig to anybody, and I want you to get upset with me. But one thing I do know is that a lot of people just don't understand how business works, and they put their feelings into business. And I got to be honest with you, the data has zero feelings, right? There's no feelings in data. In fact, I think that when you look at things that happen like in relationships or in friendships, juxtaposed against the fabric or the landscape of something that happens like in business or a for-profit situation, I think it is sort of crucial to take a step back and understand that this coin could flip two sides, right? There's one side of the coin that could be a legal situation, like what's illegal, what's not legal, what can I do, what can I do? And then there's the other side of the conversation about what's moral, right? So what moral compass should I be using to let me guide me through these situations? And I think that's kind of important to understand, because you could look at a situation and go, that's fucked up. Like, that's bad, right? But I think in looking at the situation and trying to determine what's fucked up and what's bad, I think it's important to understand that, yeah, it might be fucked up from a moral perspective, but it might be completely legal, right? I can see if something is illegal and immoral, all right, we got a problem. But when you got something that's legal and just immoral, you have to look at it through a different lens, right? So the first lens I think we should look at, and I just want to fact check this one thing, is people say things like, how can Karina just come in and take the business? Like, right? How can Karina just come in and steal the business from Chef Carmen, right? And I think I laid this out in an earlier Facebook a couple of months ago, a live, where I literally laid out that nobody can basically steal a company. So a lot of people are really looking at Karina going, you know what? Carmen called you a snake. I think you're a snake, right? Because you came in seemingly from nowhere. You wanted her business. You took her business, and that was that. So people are looking at it going, Carmen, we're on your side. And by the way, I am not picking sides here, okay? I'm just offering you a different perspective. You could say I'm picking sides all you want to, but I'm telling you, I'm not picking sides, all right? But, so to the degree in which you want to blame Karina for taking the business is also the degree in which you need to hold Carmen accountable, because guess what? She signed it over. What? Exactly. She signed it over. So you're looking at Karina going, oh my God, this is horrible. You're a horrible person. But you got to realize that what you see now is a result of a decision that Carmen and Karina made. So it's basically impossible to steal someone's business, and they have operating agreements. And these are things that we, John Q. Public, we just didn't know about, right? So I thought that was super important for Karina to get out. There's a couple other things I think are important to understand, and that's why I wanted to do the interview last night, which I think was amazing. If you didn't see it, you should go back and watch it. Even if you did watch it, you should watch it again because it's so good. But a couple things. One is it's important to understand Karina's role in all of this. And here's the things. So she said that there was areas of opportunity. So in business, we don't call them weaknesses. We call them areas of opportunity. So strengths and areas of opportunity. So there was an area of opportunity for Karina to come into the business because she had a specific skill set that was missing from the landscape with Carmen. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. That's why CEOs hire who they want to hire. That's why CFOs bring in who they want to bring in. Presidents bring in who they want to bring in simply because they want to staff this thing the best way they feel possible and set it up for maximum success. At some point, Carmen had to believe that Karina was a link that she needed because throughout the conversations, throughout whatever was going on, she signed half of the company over. Now, you might go, Darius, ain't no way in hell I'm doing that. And let me tell you something. I don't even know you, but I'm with you when you write. Because there's no way I would do it either, right? I just wouldn't. But to Karina's point, she said, hey, I'm spending 10, 12, 14 hours a day working on this business. I should be compensated for the work I'm doing, which makes absolute sense, right? So there's just a bevy of things that I feel like I wanted to ask Karina and allow her to speak out on. But I will tell you this. I also asked her from the get-go, what's the goal? What do you want to accomplish? Because I want to make sure that people hear your heart. So this conversation was not meant to be something that was disparaging or negative, although people took it that way. And what I think is interesting is that Ashley and Karina never said Tay's name. I did once, and I realized, okay, we're not saying names, so let me just chill out. But they were very, very, very astute and poised, and you could even tell that they had experienced something that caused a lot of hurt, a lot of anger, a lot of anguish. And this is an opportunity for them to start the healing process, right? All right. So I really wanted to make sure that we did Karina justice and she was able to get out what she had to get out. And there's so much more. And you have to remember, all right, Karina, boss lady, is not really a social media in front of the camera kind of person. That's not really what she does. She's more of the, I'm going to run this thing and show you how to set it up the right way, which I think is amazing. So because she's not a social media person, Carmen and Tay have been going live, and no doubt on some of the conversations they were having, they've mentioned things about Karina, right? Calling her a snake or whatever the case may be. And Karina's been relatively silent because, she's like, I just don't know how to approach this. I just don't know the right thing to say. And I don't want to say the wrong thing. I want to keep the right thing. And sort of put emotion in it, but then also get emotion out of the way, right? Which is what this space being safe was all about. So she normally doesn't like get up and do a bunch of social media stuff, especially in front of the camera. So I felt like this was super interesting, number one. But number two, it also gave her an opportunity to address a lot of the issues, a lot of the things that have been going on that like this is the reason why she did it. Because you got to understand, people will see the conclusion of something, but they won't see the story, huh? They won't see what got you there, won't keep you there. All they see is the end result, and they call that rude or mean or negative, but they never see all of the litany of things that happen. Now, it may sound like I'm taking sides, but I want to be very clear. I am not. I know both people. Well, I know Karina, I know Carmen. Speaking of, before I keep going, let's talk about this whole idea of friendship. Because let me tell you something, y'all got on my damn nerve talking about, well, isn't she your friend? Okay. Did I consider Carmen and myself, and I'm saying past tense for a reason, of course, did I consider us friends? And I got to be honest with you. At one point, I did, but it took a group of my friends to point out to me something I thought was very, very interesting. And here's what they said. They said, Darius, we always see Carmen with you, and it's everything that you've initiated. We never see something that Carmen initiated and then you there, right? So that had me thinking, like, they ass is right. I don't think I ever have been invited just to hang out with Carmen. And I even told Carmen, like, when I was in Houston one time, and she invited Marion's Amazing Catering. And Marion is cool. I don't have no issues with Marion. The people swear up and down that I got an issue with her. I like Marion and I like her swoop. I don't have no problem. Well, she stopped wearing the swoop a little bit, but I'm cool with the swoop. I have no problem with Marion. But I told Carmen, I said, listen, Doc, we ain't got to always do stuff and invite a whole bunch of people, especially when it comes to social media and in this food space. But I feel like Carmen was just like, let's do it. Like, let's invite this person and that person. And she just wanted a big party. And y'all know how, well, you may not know how I roll, but the people that follow me on Instagram, you know how I roll, or from Periscope. I'm real chill. Like, I don't need all the hoorah and all that, honey. I'm in the house chilling in the house, and I'm in the house chilling. Okay. So I remember telling her that, like, we ain't got to do all this with everybody. But again, whenever I got invited by Carmen to hang out, it was always like work related. So we never did even have like a personal friendship in that level. And people, no doubt, are going to say, well, when you was going through what you was going through, she was there for you. Okay, great. What does there for you even mean, right? Because what that mean? Like, name me 3 things that Carmen did to support me. And then they be like, oh, well, she didn't talk about you online. Hell, I didn't talk about her either. She talked about her, and I'm just recapping what she said, right? So people are going to no doubt be like, oh, my God, you messy, whatever. Okay, cool. Call me messy. I don't care. And then I guess what semblance of friendship we had is not acquaintanceship. I don't even know what it was called, child, but I'm going to say this. And here's a good litmus test for you to go home with. If a person is like, yo, you know, you're my friend, I'm your friend, and you're gauging a level of friendship, I think it's important to take a step back and say, okay, if this is really my friend, what have we done to build a level of community between us together, right? Because I'm not going 2 or 3 days without talking to my best friend. Like, I don't care what you got going on. Just let me know you're okay, right? That never happened with us. And anytime she would come around, like y'all see her at Crystal's house, or y'all see her hanging out at some restaurant, like we were at my buddy's barbecue restaurant in Houston. I mean, in Atlanta, I invited Carmen. I'm like, come hang out with us. So, you know, it's just one of those things. And let me tell you this. So I invited Carmen to come to a Dining with Darius Cooks I had last year, 2022. I think it was like April. It was in Atlanta. So she came, she brought Latrice Allen, she brought somebody else. And it was just this whole hoorah. And you know, not for nothing, sis was really trying to rebuild her page. So I think Carmen. So I think this might have been an opportunity for her to gain followers, right? Because, you know, we're here. Y'all are interested. You know Latrice, you know me, you know Carmen. So it's like, what are we all doing in this space? And Latrice even said, she's like, Darius, I don't do that. Like, I'm not going to go live if I'm hanging around so-and-so, just so people can see it. And I'm like, you know what? I get it. I can appreciate that. I think that's dope as shit. But that wasn't the deal with Carmen. And then, like, she even invited me, like, let's go to Maybay's house. And Maybay is doing this. And no offense, but I told Carmen, I don't even know who the fuck Maybay is. Okay? Child, I don't know these people. So my point is, I was telling her that we ain't always got to be around everybody all the time. We can just be cool and be chill. So anyway, I know it sounds like I am bashing her, but I'm not. So let me try to end this on a positive note. One of the questions came and it was like, do you want to see Chef Carmen win? And I'm like, you know what? To be honest with you, I would love to see her win. I just don't know how she's going to do it. And I don't even want to lambast her or bash her. But like, you don't tow your ass with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I said this, as long as she got followers and supporters, does she have an opportunity to come back? Absolutely. But let me tell you one thing you're not going to do is go down here to Houston and think you about to be kumbaya with these chefs in Houston. Houston is a whole different beast. It's a whole different ball game. Don Bowie in Houston from, you know, Taste. Y'all know Taste. Used to be with the man from Kitchen and Cocktail. You know the story. If you in Houston, Texas, you know the story. Okay? But I love Don and I love his bounce back ability. Like, everybody keep throwing darts. And my man is like, throw him. I'm going to catch him. That tenacity and that ability to do that does not, you can't take that shit lightly, right? I just don't think she's got the chutzpah to go up against them. Now, could she reinvent herself in terms of social media? Absolutely, she could. It ain't gonna be I got you season. It might be I got you sauces, or it might be something different. But as long as she got supporters, and because see, the people in Houston, those chefs, they're good at what they do, but they just don't do a whole lot of personal influencing on social media. So that literally is where she has the upper hand, is because they don't, but she does. How she plans to flip this, child, only God knows how she plans on doing this. I mean, I think, like I said, I think she does have the ability to bounce back. I just don't know how. And if I'm saying I don't know how, I don't know how. It's going to be very, very tough. But anyway, so that was the interview. I wanted to pop on just so I can give you a little bit of a debriefing session of everything that went on and transpired. Like I said, it was a great interview. My first time talking to Ashley, hearing her. Tammy, the assistant, she's been in my inbox reaching out to me. Wanted to chat about the whole thing. I guess people feel comfortable with me. I mean, listen, I'm a vibe. Number one. Number two, it is a safe space. Number three, who else is prone to scandal and who's come out on top every single time? Speaking of, y'all let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video session breaking down this police body cam video from Bush Lady. So put that in the comments if I should do that. That's one of my ideas. I might come back and do that for you. But yeah, no, talking to Ashley was amazing. Talking to Karina was amazing. And I hope this really sets them on the path to start their healing, because so much has transpired, including that wench that blocked me. Y'all tell was it Nandy? Yeah, Nandy. She don't gotta unblock me, because that thing is dry as the Sahara Desert. Okay, and then want to get on here and monetize. She said, well, I only been around for 6 weeks. And that, sis, you better go pay your dues first. Ain't nobody finna pay you no money. You see, we ain't seen hide nor hair unless she's still over here on YouTube, but she's showing on Facebook. Unless she blocked me. I might be blocked. I know I'm blocked on one page. I might be blocked on the other. And if that is the case, it is absolutely okay for me to be blocked. Because the last couple of weeks or months, I ain't really been tuned into the mess no way. I've been busy, living my life. I got stuff to do. So go watch the interview when you get a chance. And it's probably better if you take an edible like I'm finna do. All right. I love y'all. And I don't know how to end these videos. So bye.